The weight of a crown is measured not just in the gold and jewels that adorn it, but in the invisible, heavy chains of tradition, duty, and the relentless scrutiny of the public eye that follow every single member of the lineage. For centuries, the British royal family has operated under an unspoken code of conduct, where personal feelings are frequently sacrificed on the altar of public service, and where every movement, every glance, and every absence is analyzed with microscopic precision by millions around the globe. In the modern era, this intense spotlight has only grown brighter, transforming private family dynamics into global headlines and turning simple geographical movements into monumental events filled with hidden meanings and intense speculation. The world watches with a mixture of fascination and anxiety whenever the delicate fabric of this ancient institution shows even the slightest sign of strain or shifting winds. It is within this atmosphere of heightened anticipation and deep historical gravity that the latest chapter of an ongoing modern royal saga is currently unfolding on British soil. Drawing the eyes of international observers to the quiet corners of the kingdom, where history and personal destiny are once again colliding in ways that no one could have fully predicted just a few short years ago. The concept of home is something that most people take for granted, a sanctuary of safety and familiarity where one can retreat from the chaos of the outside world. Yet for those born into the highest echelons of society, home can become a complex battlefield of conflicting loyalties and profound security concerns. When a prince of the blood walks through the cities of his birth, he does not walk as an ordinary citizen, but as a living symbol of a complex heritage, carrying both the affection of the public and the heavy burden of unresolved past grievances. The current summer season in the United Kingdom has seen the traditional rhythm of royal engagements continue at a breathless pace, with senior royals traversing the country to connect with local communities, support vital charities, and maintain the steady, reassuring presence that the public has come to expect over generations. Yet, beneath this veneer of structured continuity, a parallel narrative has been quietly developing, one that is defined not by grand public processions or state banquets, but by a solitary journey that has reignited a flurry of questions about reconciliation, safety, and the true future of a fractured family dynamic. As we delve deeper into the intricate layers of this unfolding situation, exploring the quiet arrivals and the strategic calculations happening behind high palace walls, it becomes clear that every detail matters. And if you wish to stay informed about every twist and turn in this captivating contemporary history, taking a brief moment to subscribe to this channel will ensure you never miss a single update. As the full picture slowly comes into focus over the coming days, the unfolding events began to gather significant momentum earlier this week when a quiet arrival in London signaled the commencement of a significant 5-day visit. A journey undertaken with minimal fanfare but carrying immense emotional and organizational weight. This visit was initially framed around a cause that has remained an absolute cornerstone of philanthropic identity for nearly 2 decades. An enduring commitment to the welfare of seriously ill children and the extraordinary network of specialized professionals who support them through their most challenging trials. The presence of the visitor in the industrial heartland of the country, specifically within the bustling corridors of a major children's hospital in Birmingham, brought a sudden and palpable wave of excitement to an environment usually dominated by clinical anxiety and quiet resilience. Moving through the wards with an easy, practiced warmth that seemed to collapse the distance between royalty and the everyday struggles of ordinary families. The high-profile guest spent hours listening to stories of medical hardship, offering genuine words of encouragement, and sharing light-hearted personal anecdotes that offered a rare, endearing glimpse into his own life away from the global spotlight. It was a scene defined by genuine human connection, where the heavy armor of royal status was laid aside in favor of shared laughter over childhood obsessions and heartfelt expressions of gratitude toward the frontline nursing staff who form the backbone of the nation's healthcare system. Yet, despite the undeniable success of these public appearances and the genuine warmth they generated among the hospital's staff and young patients, an undeniable air of mystery and unspoken tension continued to hover over the entire itinerary. hinting at a much larger and far more complex story developing just beyond the immediate view of the gathering crowds. The absolute solitude of this trip during its initial stages did not pass unnoticed, serving as a stark visual reminder of the deep structural and personal separations that have come to define the modern alignment of the House of Windsor over recent years. For days, the primary focus remained strictly on the charitable objectives at hand, with detailed discussions concerning international adaptive sporting events and upcoming ceremonial awards, taking up the official schedule in both London and the Midlands. But as the week progressed, the nature of the conversation among seasoned commentators and the public alike began to shift dramatically, moving away from the immediate charitable milestones and toward a series of highly sensitive, confidential reports suggesting that this solitary mission might be on the verge of transforming into a profound and deeply private family gathering before the weekend draws to a close. The mere whisper of such a development has sent shockwaves through the media landscape, as observers scramble to understand the immense logistical, emotional, and symbolic implications of a potential reunion that could take place far from the public gaze, within the secure and historic sanctuaries of the English countryside. The shifting dynamics of this high-stakes royal visit took a dramatic and entirely unexpected turn as darkness fell over the British capital, transforming what had been a highly focused, individual charitable mission into a complex logistical operation involving the highest levels of security planning and personal diplomacy. The initial days of the journey had been defined by a strict adherence to official duties, particularly the emotional visit to the Birmingham Children's Hospital, where the Duke of Sussex marked the 20th anniversary of the Well-Child Nurse Program, an organization he has championed with unwavering loyalty for 18 years. During those moving hours on the clinical wards, the atmosphere was one of profound humanity, highlighted by the prince sharing light-hearted family stories, including a charming revelation about his 7-year-old son, Archie's absolute obsession with Lego building bricks, describing the young prince as a true master builder. This touch of ordinary parental pride offered a stark and beautiful contrast to the immense institutional pressures surrounding the trip. Yet it also served as a subtle reminder of the deep familial ties that remain stretched across the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Setting the stage for the whispers of a monumental shift in the weekend's itinerary, as the public celebrated these moments of genuine connection, a parallel narrative was rapidly gathering momentum behind closed doors, fueled by confidential disclosures indicating that Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, alongside Prince Archie and 5-year-old Princess Lilibet, could be preparing to land on British soil before the weekend commences. This potential arrival represents an extraordinary development in the ongoing saga, marking what would be the Duchess's very first return to the United Kingdom since the somber and historic days of the late Queen Elizabeth's state funeral in the autumn of 2022. The long-standing absence of the Duchess and the children from British shores has been the subject of endless international speculation, heavily driven by an intense and ongoing legal and personal dispute regarding the specialized level of security protection afforded to the family when they travel outside their current American home. The Duke of Sussex has consistently and firmly maintained his position that he cannot and will not bring his wife and young children to London without comprehensive state-sanctioned security guarantees, openly declaring the capital city to be fundamentally unsafe for his immediate family under the current administrative arrangements. This profound concern for physical safety has dictated a highly strategic approach to the family's potential weekend lodgings, completely bypassing the traditional royal residences located within the immediate perimeter of London in favor of a deeply symbolic and highly secure alternative deep within the English countryside. Reports have increasingly focused on Althorp House, the magnificent and historic ancestral estate of the Spencer family located in Northamptonshire, which serves as the final resting place and enduring spiritual home of Harry's late mother, Diana, Princess of Wales. By potentially establishing their temporary base at Althorp, The Sussexes are not only navigating around their intense security anxieties by utilizing a private, heavily guarded estate managed by the maternal side of the prince's family, but they are also intentionally ratifying their return in a layer of profound historical sentimentality. This tactical geographical choice, however, introduces a fascinating logistical puzzle regarding the long-anticipated and deeply sensitive potential meeting between Prince Harry and his father, King Charles III, creating an intricate game of diplomatic chess across the historic landscapes of southern England. While the king continues to manage an exceptionally demanding summer schedule of official state duties and public appearances from his own favored residences, such as Highgrove House in Gloucestershire, Sandringham in Norfolk, or the historic fortress of Windsor Castle, the physical distance between these estates and the Spencer ancestral home means that any potential face-to-face reconciliation cannot happen on a whim. Royal insiders suggest that if the Duchess and the children do indeed arrive as anticipated, the initial days will be spent entirely within the secure, private sanctuary of Althorp to allow the young children to adjust after their long transatlantic journey, meaning that a formal audience with the monarch may be deferred until the late weekend or possibly even Monday morning. This delicate timing is further complicated by the fact that His Majesty is scheduled to embark on another incredibly dense week of public engagements immediately thereafter, leaving an incredibly narrow and precious window of opportunity for the family to gather behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of the global media and the relentless commentary of the public, to ensure that the absolute privacy of this potential family gathering is maintained at all costs. Strict protocols have reportedly been established dictating that the Duchess of Sussex, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet will remain entirely invisible to the public throughout the entire duration of their stay in the country. There are absolutely no plans for them to appear at any public engagements, official ceremonies, or charitable events, including the ongoing high-profile celebrations surrounding the one-year-to-go milestones for the next Invictus Games, which are scheduled to be hosted in the vibrant city of Birmingham in July of 2027. This total withdrawal from the public sphere underscores the purely personal and familial nature of the trip, framing it not as a return to traditional royal duties, but as a deeply private attempt to bridge a widening generational divide and allow a grandfather to connect with his distant grandchildren. Meanwhile, the rest of the royal family has resolutely maintained a business-as-usual approach, with Prince William undertaking a series of vital community engagements in Hastings, demonstrating a stark and powerful visual contrast between the steady, public-facing machinery of the working monarchy and the intensely private, highly complicated maneuvers of the Sussex family as they navigate their return to the homeland. The deep significance of this delicate weekend reunion extends far beyond the immediate logistics of secure country estates and tightly managed schedules, touching the very heart of the modern British monarchy's future identity and its complex relationship with history. For King Charles III, the opportunity to gather with Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and his young grandchildren, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, represents a rare and deeply emotional moment of personal sanctuary within a reign that has been consistently defined by immense public duty and significant institutional transition. Those who know the monarch well have frequently pointed out that despite the vast geographic and ideological distances that have grown between the two branches of the family over recent years, his foundational desire to maintain a meaningful connection with his grandchildren remains entirely undiminished by time or conflict. This impending meeting, whether it ultimately takes place amid the tranquil, beautifully curated gardens of Highgrove House or within the grand historic walls of Windsor Castle, is being viewed by close observers as a crucial crossroads for the family, offering a quiet, unhurried space where the private bonds of fatherhood and grandfatherhood can finally take precedence over the unyielding demands of the public crown. To fully understand the gravity of these unfolding events, one must look closely at the remarkable life paths of the primary participants, whose personal histories have become inextricably woven into the global consciousness over the past several decades. Prince Harry, born into the intense, unyielding glare of the international media as the younger son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, has spent his entire life navigating the complex boundary between royal expectation and personal authenticity. His extensive military service, including 2 courageous tours of duty in Afghanistan, profoundly shaped his worldview and directly inspired his creation of the Invictus Games, an international adaptive sporting phenomenon that has brought hope, purpose, and profound healing to thousands of wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women across the globe. His 18-year tenure as the dedicated patron of Wellchild further underscores a deeply ingrained commitment to using his global platform to lift up the most vulnerable members of society, a trait that many contemporary commentators frequently compare to the empathetic, hands-on charitable style of his late mother, Diana, Princess of Wales. The life of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, presents an equally compelling narrative of modern resonance, charting a journey from a successful, independent career in American television and international humanitarian advocacy to the historic center stage of the British royal family. Her marriage to Prince Harry in the spring of 2018 was celebrated globally as a powerful symbol of a modern, inclusive monarchy. Yet the subsequent pressures of intense public scrutiny and the rigid boundaries of traditional court life eventually led to the couple's historic decision to step back from their roles as working senior royals in early 2020. Since establishing their new life in California, the Duchess has focused her energies on a wide array of philanthropic endeavors through the Archie Foundation, championing vital causes ranging from mental health awareness and digital safety to gender equity and community resilience, all while prioritizing the upbringing of their 2 young children away from the relentless daily pressures of the British media landscape. As the family prepares for this private weekend, the inclusion of 7-year-old Prince Archie and 5-year-old Princess Lilibet adds a profound layer of generational importance to the gathering, marking a vital opportunity for the young royals to experience the physical landscapes and living heritage of their father's homeland. For Prince Archie, who spent the earliest months of his infancy in the United Kingdom before the family's relocation, and for Princess Lilibet, whose experiences on British soil have been exceptionally limited, this visit offers a priceless chance to build tangible, personal memories within the secure historic sanctuary of Althorp House and the various royal residences. The enduring legacy of the Spencer family, maintained with profound care by Harry's maternal relatives at Althorp, ensures that the children remain deeply connected to the memory and spirit of the grandmother they never knew, creating a beautiful, protective bridge between their American reality and their historic British lineage. The broader implications of this weekend's quiet diplomacy are being felt across the entire structure of the royal household, as the institution continuously seeks to balance the preservation of ancient traditions with the realities of a rapidly changing modern world. While Prince William continues his focused, essential work, connecting with local communities and supporting youth-led organizations across the nation, the parallel efforts to establish a private space for familial healing demonstrate the multifaceted nature of contemporary royal life. The ongoing celebrations marking 1 year to go until the highly anticipated 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring, positive impact that Prince Harry continues to make on British society, proving that public service and personal devotion can coexist even through times of intense structural separation. Ultimately, the true success of this monumental weekend will not be measured by official press releases, public appearances, or the commentary of external observers, but by the quiet, unscripted moments of shared laughter, mutual understanding, and renewed connection that take place behind closed doors. In an era often dominated by division and rapid change, the spectacle of an ancient family quietly coming together to bridge vast distances, honor shared histories, and prioritize the bonds of love and kinship offers a deeply reassuring narrative of resilience and hope. As the sun sets over the quiet countryside of England, the world watches with respectful anticipation, wishing the family well as they navigate this profoundly private chapter of their ongoing collective journey through modern history.